Greetings, everyone. We're going to have a look here at Matthew chapter 13, verses 11 and 12, because this is a passage which gives us multiple uses of the verb didomi, which is the main point of this chapter in Croy. It's also something of an interesting passage, and it lets us refresh our practice with the relative pronoun. So to begin, Jesus has just been asked by his disciples why he keeps teaching people in parables, which seem rather hard to understand. Here's Jesus' response. He says, Hade, that is, and Jesus. This is just the article, but we've seen Hade or Hede is a pretty common way in narrative to say and he or and she. And he, literally here we have the aorist passive participle having answered, he said to them. There's no reason to translate it that woodenly, so we'll say something like, and in reply, he said to them, or he answered and said to them. Here's Jesus' response. Because, hati, to y'all, that is you disciples, it has been given, dedatai. Dedatai is from the fifth principal part, and it's perfectly regular once you know the fifth principal part is dedomai. So this is the perfect passive indicative in the third person singular. It has been given. It has been given to you. We're waiting. Instead of getting like a fish has been given to you, what has been given to them is an infinitive. This is an infinitive from gnosko. It's the aorist active infinitive, slightly irregular form. It has been given to you to know the mysteries, ta mysteria, neuter plural noun, of the kingdom of the heavens. It has been granted to you to know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven. But de, which is always post-positive, so we render its sense, its meaning, right before the word it comes after. So here's a contrast between to you, but to them, ekenois, to those ones, dedatai, it has not been given. And now comes the sort of theologically hard part. We'll focus first just on grammatical issues. Hostis gar eke. Hostis we practiced in the last chapter. It means whoever. For whoever has eke. Just an indicative of the verb echo, to have. We know a few ways of saying whoever now, and one is to use hostis, which means whoever, whosoever, with the indicative mood. That's what we have right here. But that means almost exactly the same thing as using hos, who, plus the particle on, which usually has some nuance of indefiniteness, who, ever, and when we use the particle on, we need the subjunctive mood. Those two constructions are equivalent in meaning, and in fact, in the parallel passage to Matthew 13 in the Gospel of Luke, where Matthew has hostis eke, Luke has hos on eche. So you see, this is the subjunctive mood of echo in Luke, and the passages are saying exactly the same thing. There's just two ways to say it in Greek. All right, back to our passage. So, for whoever has, and now we get another form of didomi, dothesetai auto. This is from the sixth principal part, edothane. Again, the sixth principal part and all the verbs formed from that part are regular. They follow the regular rules of Greek verbs. So the sixth principal part is edothane. To make a future passive, we want to take the temporal augment off. And because this is the aorist passive, it has the aorist passive endings. So we'll lop off that nu, and we get dothesetai as the third person singular future passive. For whoever has, it shall be given to him. And we're not going to do a lot with this verb, but this is also a future passive, and he will abound. Whoever has, more shall be given to him, and he will abound. Hostis de, but whoever does not have even what he has. So kai is usually and, but if and won't give you a good meaning in a particular sentence, try even. Even that which he has, arthesetai ap auto, will be taken from him. Let's tear apart arthesetai. You've got to know your principal parts here. This is a tricky verb. So here we're looking at the sixth principal part of the verb airo, to lift up, to take up. Aro, era, erka, ermai, erthane. So our sixth principal part is erthane. When we de-augment, what's left underneath that eta is an alpha, arthe, and here's our future passive ending. It will be taken away from him. Hopefully we have unraveled the grammar a bit of this saying, and we've had a chance to look at a couple didomi, instances of didomi. I will leave it for our Matthew exegesis class to explore why it is this is the reason Jesus gives for teaching in parables.